Okay, right. So we have seen how we go about implementing a list and implementing a queue using a list type of thing, right? You can also go ahead and implement a queue using the queue from the Python module, right? So basically, let's go and get it. EUE from import queue. So this is, somebody was really gracious enough to write this so we can use it instead of writing it out. So you can say queue QUE is equals to uppercase QUE. Always throws me off because, you know, where I come from, Q is always spelled with QUE. Anyways, and here you can put a size here. I'm going to say max size. If you want to, let's make it equals to 5, right? So that is that. Okay, so now, you know, in order for me to print, I want to do something cool here. I'm going to say print, and I want to print the size. So size of this would be, and that would be simply, you can do a q is q dot q size, right? Size, and that should give me the size. Also, I want to go ahead and print the content of the queue, right? And the easiest way you can do that simply is here. I'm going to say, okay, let me just put items, right? Items with a colon, and then I'm going to say list, right? Convert everything in the QUE dot QUEUE, right? So that will change all those items to a list. So let me run this and make sure my code is working okay without any errors. Okay, very cool, right? So now basically what I'm doing is that I'm printing the size of the queue, and I'm also converting all the items in the queue into a list, and then I'm printing that list to the screen, just to keep a track of how everything is moving around, right? So the goal here is for us to figure out how do we go about you know, using a queue, right? Using a queue class and implementing queue. So here, simply in order to add items, right? Add items, you can do a QUE dot add. Not add, put, I'm sorry, put, and I'm going to put some numbers here quickly, QUE dot put in 65, right? And also QUE dot put, right, 77. So now with that, I'm going to, now we know that with this, you know, we have seen that line of code, and it's going to be, you know, it's going to be empty string with 0. But however, this line of code should give me some more items in my queue, right? Likewise, 45 was the first one, 67 was the second one, and 77 was the third one. So if we have the queue, if we use the queue concept, right? When I remove an item from a queue, which one should it remove? So the queue follows a first in, first out mechanism, right? So basically, in order for me to remove item, right, remove item, I need to put a QUE dot get, right? And now, so that should take out 45 if everything is implemented properly. And then I'm going to do a print again just to see if this is all working properly, and 45 indeed is gone. Right now you see, right, my items beginning before I removed anything, I had 45 in there, and now 45 is gone. So far, these two that we have adding items at the back and removing, I mean, first item added, second item goes behind 45, third item goes behind 67. And when I'm removing it, I'm removing the first one that came in first, right? So that's the cool thing about the queue. Also, I can check if the queue is print, you know, is empty. Spelling hopefully is correct, but which is okay. QUE is empty, right? Empty. That will tell me whether it's empty or not, right? Also, you can do another one. Let me just do it here, right? Okay, I need to put a colon here, and then I can simply do single quote, and here empty. Let's check if it's full, right? Is full, right? Is full, and simply you can use q dot full, right? So that will tell you whether it's full or whether it's empty. Missing one parenthesis right there. Okay, so those are the basic things in the queue, right? I mean, you know, putting items in, taking items out, run this and let's see if I'll, oh, how can that be possible? I have a comma right here. Oh, I'm missing a comma right here. No wonder. Right, so now it's saying it's empty, it's full, and is full is false. So how is it deciding if is full is false? Because I have a max size of 5. Let me change this to 3. Okay, let me just change the size to 3, and then you see what happens. Right, it still says full. I'm going to change this size to 4. Now definitely I should have more items than what my queue. Oh, you know why? Because I removed one. Remember, I removed one. That's why. Now it should. Now I am hoping it should give me a true here. Right. So well, I think it's complaining because what has happened is I have you know, I had max size of 2 and I'm adding 3 items in it. But anyways, right, you all understand what's happening. All right, because you know I have a max size. So if I take this out, I'm going to take out my, you know, my code that takes it out. Now I should get this full as a true because I have 3 items in it and my max size is 3. Right, you see that? The true here is full is true and is empty is false. So also now that I've taken that out, I'm going to take out 2 more items. Right, that means my queue should be empty after I take out these 2 items. Right, now my queue should be empty. So if I run this line of code, it should give me empty here and false here. Right, so that's all looking good. So queue is a you know, it's a neat little tool that you know, you can use to implement various things in Python, right? The other tool that's also there is which makes it easy, that could be part of queue, is called Deque. All right, and the way this works is that you know, I'm going to move this down. I'm going to move this down a little bit down here, and I'm going to put my Deque demonstration on top. So you know, I wonder if I should just take this out, because you know, I don't need this anymore. Okay, I don't need this anymore, and I don't want to mix this up together with anything else. So so this would be like a demo of how to use. Can I just put Deque like that? Use lowercase Deque to implement a queue. Right, and remember, queue, the whole idea of a queue is first in, first out. Right, that's the whole idea. So from collection, I'm going to put from collections import Deque. That's funny. Deque is spelled with a QUE instead of. So I'm going to say you know, Deque like that is equals to Deque. Right, and then so once I got that, now I'm going to add elements and watch what happens. Right here, I'm going to say Deque dot append 89. Right, Deque dot append 89. Right, and then Deque dot append 78. Right, I've added those 2 items in there, and then what I can do now is basically, all right, I want to print this out. Right, I mean, just like usual, I always want to print this out, and I'm going to say print here items. Right, and the best way to do is to change this to a list in Deque dot, I believe Deque dot QUE should work. Let me try the Deque. Run this line of code, and that should, right, gives me some numbers. So 89 went in first, 99 second, and 78 after. Right, so far everything we have been doing is making sense to us. Right, now that we got that, okay, when you remove item from a queue, right, it's supposed to, so this is my add items. Right, if I remove item from the queue, it's supposed to take out 89 first. Right, so how do we accomplish that? How do we what code do we write that allows us to remove 89 first? And the Deque is pretty cool, because it can say Deque dot pop left, right? Pop left, and that should, and then I'm going to go ahead and print my values again, right? Print my list again, and let's just see if that did what it's supposed to do. All right, see that 89 is gone, right? So that's, you can go ahead and use some of those mechanisms to implement your queue. Hopefully this helps and makes a little bit more sense, right? Anyways, simple stuff, but hopefully this is helpful. I'm going to where's my everything stop, and stop this one